In this session, we'll see the starting routing. In the last session, we have seen the dynamic routing, where the routers itself will find the route in order to forward the frames of the packets. In this session, we'll see the static routing, where ourselves we are going to manually add the routes that is required for the packets to be traveled from the source to destination. So this session will help you to understand why routing protocols or routing algorithms is required, because static routing is very tedious. So every router will have a table which will tell you where the packet has to be sent based on the destination network address. So we'll see that how that is done with an example. Suppose we have two LANs like this. This is one LAN, this is another LAN. And there are two routers connecting two different LANs. So here they've used class A addresses. So you can see the router is connected to 30, 30.1 LAN address, or the network address. Here the LAN 1 is having 10.10.10 network address. Second one is having 20.20.20 network address. Now we'll see how the tables have to be maintained. This is static routing, so we ourselves have to add the tables. So now each router will maintain a table. Now suppose, say this this PC has to send a message to the second LAN 2. Okay, so the network address is 2020 and it has to go through this link. In order to this PC to send a message to this PC, it has to go through a router, and this router has to send the packet to this R2 router. So R1 has to forward the packet to R2 based on this LAN address. So it has to maintain a table. So this is how the table has to be created in each router. So say suppose you want to send a message to LAN 2, that is 20.0.0.0. This is the network address. And we'll have the mask because it's a class A mask, so it is only 255, and other parts are 0. So to reach this network ID, we have to go through R2 router. So this address has to be placed here. And this table is maintained in R1. Now in R2, suppose this LAN or the subnet 2 has to send a message to the previous LAN 1. Then the network address is here, the mask is here, so it has to go through router 1. So the router IP address has to be placed here. So this third column tells you which is the next hop that has to be followed for a message to be traveled. So based on the next hop, the packets are forwarded. So if more networks are connected, then the more address has to be placed here. So these next hop will tell you how the packets has to be forwarded. Now we'll see the how to do it with the previous example itself. So in the previous example, we had set the network address like this. So we'll use the class C address itself, so that to understand which is LAN and which is the router connections. So this is R1, this is R2, and this is LAN 1 and this is LAN 2. So when you click on this router, we have to set up the tables now because it is static. So we have to configure which path it has to choose. So click here, static. If it is RIP, then it is dynamic. So if you want static routing, click on static. So you have to tell where is the path to go for the second LAN. Now there are only two LANs, so you have to tell which LAN and which is the path that has to be followed. So the network ID is okay. The ID is this one. Mask is Now, what is the mask? To go reach this LAN, what is the router address? So the next hop is this R2. So we have to give this address for it. Now make sure you have to give the full IP address. Whereas for network ID, is just only these 3 bytes, because network ID is class C. So only these 3 bytes are sufficient. We don't require the host address. Then click on add. So it will show you the path that it has to travel. So if you want to reach network 20.0, then you have to go to the second router. Now this is set in the router 1. Now we'll go to router 2. Click on static. Now add this LAN 1 address. Now click add. So now this is for router 2 connection. So for this LAN to send a message to this one, it has to go through router 1. So the router 1 address is this much. Now we'll check whether we can send a message. We'll try once again because it has to. Initially it will fail, but again if you try it after two or three trials, it's going to work. So you can see it is successful. So we'll try for another PC. Okay, so it is successful. So this is a simple example for static routing. So we'll see another example how redundant routes will be placed in case a channel is broken, then it has to take a different route. Now in the second example, we have the third LAN here. See, we have 3 LANs. This is 10 network, this is 40 network, and this is 20 network. And there are 3 routers. Now suppose you want to send a message from this 10 to 20, you can go through this link, or if this link is breaking down or if it gets corrupted, there's no path available, then it can take another route that is going through through this link and through this link. Okay, so it has to travel to router 2, then 3, and then reach this 20 network. So we have to add 2 addresses. If you want to go to network 20, then either you can choose this path or you can choose this path. So you have to look at these addresses that is available here. This is 30 network link, this is 60 address link, and this is 50 address link. That is because to router connection is established with another network. So you cannot have the same network here. See, if all the 3 channels have the same network, means it becomes one LAN. But routers used to connect different LANs. So you should give network ID address for these channels differently. For this is different, for this link is different. So make sure you give the proper IP address here. Now how do we add the table, or how do we add the next hop address? So this is 2 paths are available. So to reach this 20 network, this router table will have these contents. To reach 20 network, there are 2 paths, that is using 30 network link and the 60 network link. And similarly for router 2. Sorry, not router 2. Suppose you want to reach LAN 40 or the network 40. To reach network 40, what is the next hop? The next hop is router 2. So either you can use this second way, that is 3030, this link, or you can use 60 link, 60 network link. Okay, so there are two paths needs to be added. So we'll see this example how to add two addresses. We'll continue with the same example. We'll add a third router now. We need to add the PCs also. We need to add hub also. So we'll click on hub. Now, when we try to add a link to it, it gives you an error. So it gives you an error that cable cannot be connected to it. The reason is that, so you click on escape, the link goes. So click on this router. That is because we have just two links. Okay, there is 0/0 and 0/1. We don't have another channel to connect to another router. So in order to create one more channel, click on physical. Here we can add one more channel. So drag this one here. Now it gives you an error telling power is on. So when it is on, we cannot do it. So the on button is here. You can see it's light green color. So click here, it becomes off. So now you can move this one here. Okay, so we have created one more channel. So go to config. So before going to config, again switch it on. So it becomes slightly green here. It's not visible, but you can zoom and see it. Go to config now. So now you can see that there are two more connection given, that is serial connection. So here we can click the third channel where we can add the next link. So we've got the third link. So now click on the link. No, it's a serial connection. So even this router should have a serial connection. So, so we have to add one more link to it. So we've got a serial connection. Okay, now you can see one connection is established. Now again, I will do it for this one. So now we'll set the IP address. This is 010. So now this is one LAN, this is another LAN. So we'll give this is 20 and this is 30. Now we'll set the router third address. So when you bring your cursor here, it will show you serial link 0/1/1. Whereas this one is 0/1/0. So remember these addresses that you have to put the proper IP address. So it is 0/11. So click here. So the IP address of this is it belongs to 20 LAN. So it is 2 because 1 we had given for the router 1. Click on next 010. Now 010 belongs to this channel, this link. So the address is 30.30.30.2. Okay, so the moment you make it give the proper IP address, it becomes green color. So that means it is properly linked. Now this is the third LAN. So we've given this is we've considered a third LAN giving 40 as the LAN address. So 40.2 and this is 40.3. So we'll set the gateway address as 40.1. This channel has 40.1 as IP address. Click on this. Gateway is so gateway is set. So this third router has these 3 IP addresses. So we'll just check once whether all the 3 has been done. So this is 40.1. This channel is done. Then we're not using the second gigabit because there is no link for another LAN because the other two is serial connection. So serial 010 is 010 is this link. So 30.30.30.2 and 011 is 20.20.22. Okay, so everything, all the IP address has been set properly. Now we have to give the static routing. Now because we have the third router, the next hop, say PC0 has to travel to PC6. So there are two routes. Either you can go in this route or you can go in this route. So go to static routing. So we have to give the network addresses. There are two routes to reach this one. We have two hops. So you can give this address as the second router. This is third router and the router 2. The next hop address is okay. This is one route. We have one more route. So click on add again. So we have two routes now. Okay, this is one route and this is another route. So two hops we have added. Similarly for now to go to this third LAN. The hop address is 30.30.30.2. Now just for example purpose, I'm just setting for the third LAN. If you want to connect to all the other routes, then you have to add this LAN address also and this LAN address you have to add as 10.1. For just for now, I'm just connecting just one hop address to make sure PC0 goes send the message to PC6. Now we'll set the static routing in the router 3. So once you send a message from PC0 to PC6, the acknowledgement has to be sent back again. So again, we'll give it two routes to go for PC0. So you have a path either using R1 router or R2 router. So we have to give 20.20.20.1 or 30.30.30.1. So click on static. So I've added the routes here. So to go to the 10 network, so we have one path that is using 20 link address or using 30 link address. So we'll see the static routing for all the routers now. So in this one, we have to go to 40 LAN, there are two paths. So using 20 link or using 30 link. Okay, so it's going to go from here and here in case this channel is down. Otherwise, it will go directly. Now in this router, what is the static routing? So we're just connecting it to 40 LAN. So just one path. Just for example purpose, so I'm just setting this route. this channel, and this channel. So to go to 40 LAN, we have link 30.30.30.2. On third router, you have to send an acknowledgement back. So we are considering either this channel or this channel. So there is two routes added. For 10 network, it is 20 link or 30 link. So now I'll just send a message from PC0 to PC6. Initially it will fail. You have to send it 2 or 3 times. Okay, so it is successful now. Okay, now because we have given two routes, now we'll just remove this link so that it will take the second route. We have added the second path also. So we'll just remove this path. So now we'll try whether a message will go. We have to set one router in the this tool in the router tool also, because acknowledgement has to come here again, go back to this 10 network also. So click on the static. Here we are just connected to 40.0. We have to connect to one more path. The hop for this network is 10.10.1. So we have two paths. Okay, one to go for 10 network, it is 10.10.10.1. And to go to 40 LAN, we have 30.30.30.2. So next we'll check whether this route is taken. Now we'll check whether the routes are properly, because there was so much failure happening. So in the router 1, to reach this third LAN, so it has to go through 20.20.20.2. This is one path. And the second path is through this. So the number is 10.10.2. For this one, now you have two links. So it can either go through this router or this router. So to go to this LAN, it has to go to 30.2. If that has to go to this LAN, it has to go to 10.1. Okay, so this is proper. Now for router 3, to go to this LAN, it has to go through either this link 20.1 or it has to go through this router. So it is 30.1. Now we'll send a message from PC0 to PC6. Okay, so it is successful because it is, even though the link is missing, it is able to go through the router 2. So this is the way to do for static routing. So you can see how difficult it is using static routing. We have to add all the addresses and all the path that is required in case any link goes down. So we have to give extra path also. So right now we are able to connect LAN 1 and LAN 2. Now if you want to connect if there's any breakage of link, then you have to give the another path also. So the more the channel goes down, the more link has to be given. So there are multiple ways to go for routes, and in static routing, we have to add more paths considering that there might be a channel breakage. So this is a simple example how to do static routing with the redundant paths because we are adding extra paths. So you can add more paths and you can try how to send a message from this network to this network. So you can break this link and see whether it can goes to this. You can add one more link here and try various combinations.